Good evening, podcast world, and all those out there on Facebook Live. Time for another episode of Things My Mother Never Told Me.
Oh, yeah.
Can you say hey?
Hey, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to us. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, we got another one, our special guest.
Yes, we do.
we go back a little ways with this gentleman.
Yes, we do.
He has an interesting story, and we gonna get into your bio, Reggie, and then let you do your thing.
All right.
All right, everybody, let us welcome Reginald Smith. He is a Detroit native who built his life and business around serving others. A graduate of Detroit Public High School and father of four, this entrepreneur businessman has found his niche in urban development. With a love for art at a young age, real estate became a blank canvas for him to express himself. With an eye for detail, his development projects, mostly in the inner city, give you top-notch quality design that you would only expect in high-end suburban communities. From the sleek style of his East Side gentleman's barbershop to the luxury, well-detailed short-term rentals in the Jefferson Chalmers community. And his most recent project, the Meeting Place Art and Cultural Cafe, which is the anchor of Detroit's District 4's new art and tech hub located in the Yorkshire Woods community on Detroit's East Side. With a passion for raising the bar in his community, Mr. Smith has always stood on the principle that our communities are capable of thriving and becoming self-sufficient with the proper tools and education, something that he has vowed to always strive and to give the community that he has served for over 30 years. Yes, you have.
Welcome.
Yes,
Oh, thank you for having me.
Right. We're gonna thank you for agreeing to come on here.
Yeah.
So first question I'm gonna ask is one we ask everybody. What high school did you go to?
Osborne, graduate of Osborne High School, 1988.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make me feel old when you say that.
Still a young guy.
Right.
Compared to some, right?
Right, exactly. So let's talk about some stuff. First, I want to talk, we're gonna do a little old history if we could.
Okay.
Gents Barbershop.
Yeah,
Reggie was my barber for how many years? 20-some years.
Man, I forget, man. It was a lot
It was a lot of years, yeah, because the sun started early.
Yeah, nature took you away from me.
Yes.
Like a lot of my clients. But yeah, it was quite a while. Damon, I don't remember how long, but for some years.
It was for some years.
Quite a few years.
So the reason why I brought that, for one of the reasons I brought that up is years ago, when Steve Harvey had his hoodie awards, your shop was honored on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell us about that real quick.
Yeah, so that was that's about 11 years ago. So that would have put us back in what, like 2011?
2011.
Yeah, 2011. We were one of the 5 finalists in the whole country for best barbershops and the hoodie awards.
Right.
So yeah, it was a great experience, man. We didn't take top honor, but just being there, connecting with some of the people and Black businesses and seeing what other people was doing, not just in our field of barbering, but just in all these other categories, man.
Okay.
It was eye-opening. I mean, just good to see. I mean, especially from what resonates with me,
right,
Blacks in their community and doing some great things. I mean, it was an honor to be there. And,
yeah.
So we were. I mean, just to make it that far, it was a win for us,
Exactly.
All of that. So
right.
Greatly appreciated that, we were even part of that category.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
All righty. And so you got in here, Eastside Gentleman's Barbershop. So you still doing your thing? And I know you made some.
No, not as much. Sometimes I find time to still do service old clients, and my time is in there is real short.
Mm-hmm.
I may be in on a Friday or Saturday for a couple hours. I don't have the clientele, nothing like I used to have.
Right.
Of course. Mhm.
But you know, that's my baby. I started that shop when I was 20 years old, right?
Right.
You know, and I don't know if you know, recently, about 2-3 years, we had a grand opening.
Right.
Totally remodeled the shop as really like a high-end gentleman's club, real sleek looking, and it's just all part of the development that we got going on over in the community.
Mhm.
You know, and we can talk about that a little later too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what made you go into being a barber?
Well, you know, Tanya, I was like the neighborhood barber in the
Oh, you cut the braids off of there with the scissors?
in high school, right? So I cut everybody hair and in the basement. I
Right.
was a neighborhood basement barber, and I don't know if you know my mom, but you
Yeah, I
know,
know your
my mom
mom.
had the hair salon, right? Well, I know
Yeah.
you knew her.
Uh-huh.
She had the hair salon. So as I started to get a little older, after graduation, you know, I would go in there and cut on weekends,
Okay.
Saturdays and Sundays, you know, when the board wouldn't come around, right?
Mhm.
So that started building up, and you know, we just saw a need to just really bring that over in the neighborhood because it wasn't another bar. Well, I think there's one other barber shop in the
Yeah,
neighborhood,
you're way down there.
and it
Yeah.
was just a demand for it. So I wasn't even in school yet, but I did enroll in barber college right at the same time the shop was open.
Okay.
And yeah,
You
yeah,
had just a natural talent in it.
yeah. And it grew from there. You know, it was the neighborhood welcomed it. And Damon, I mean, you know how Gents was. And,
Right. Right.
but
It was a place to be.
yeah. We had some great times. A lot of great barbers came in and throughout the over the years. And, you know, it was really a launching pad for a lot of guys. I mean, I know some
Right.
people that did come through there that's doing really well in their career with barber shops, others
Mhm.
left the city and went on to other states and do some great things in the barber industry. So, you know, I'm glad to have been there and give a lot
Yeah,
of
nice mentor.
the
Mhm.
start, a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know a lot of great guys that were in there for sure.
Yeah. A lot of guys.
And these creative cuts they got now. Ooh.
Right. You know what? Yeah. I know I'm old school, but a lot of that stuff I don't do. Can't do.
No.
But it's some talent, you know. These barbers are talented.
Yeah,
You know,
they
art,
are. I
the
tell you,
art,
the
you
Lord is
know,
amazing.
Well,
it's been transformed.
right.
And it's all art, you know.
That's
Yeah, it's
right.
all art.
Everything is art.
Well, let me ask you a question about that. This is really a joke because I saw this on social media. Did you ever try to cut somebody's hair with fire?
With fire? No,
You ain't never seen them videos?
no. I
They
never
take a
saw.
torch and set the people hair on fire. And then,
No, I never tried that.
yeah, well, thank God for that though, right?
Wouldn't try that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, just crazy. I thought I had to throw that out there for a quick laugh.
I'm like, real
So
Ed with scissor hands. Come on, man.
right. So you got so what are you doing? Let's stay in that vein. So what did you transition to?
So all my life, it just to kind of go back and give you a little background of my, you know, me and getting introduced to real estate and all of that.
Mhm.
As you know, my dad was killed when I was 9 years old. My dad was a brick mason, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
And since we were kids, I remember just being on jobs with him and just, you know, carrying his tools, just being around, just work all the time. And
Right.
you know, when he passed, and when he was killed, my mother was just, you know, she was strong about us just being around male role models. So I had an uncle who was a carpenter, and that's who she really, because she worked a lot. Mom had like 3 jobs and was going to school. And so, you know, work. And, you know, and she just never wanted us to have too much idle time. So she put us with, you know, my uncle Jerome. And since as a kid, you know, we've been toting hammers and toolboxes and just learning that trade.
Right.
And that's where our love for it came, and just our passion for it. Then it was innate, my dad, he had skills. He was a carpenter as well as a brilliant painter,
Mm-hmm.
mason. So it was just in our blood, man. And at an early age, we just learned that craft. So that skill and what that enabled us to do was just start at a very early age,
Mhm.
investing in real estate. I mean,
Okay.
I bought my first piece of real estate property, you know, at the age of maybe like 22 years old.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
I was renting that barber shop and ended up purchasing another building 2 doors down before I had even owned the space that I was in.
Okay.
Eventually, I started buying building by building. I had purchased really half the block, by the age of maybe 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Had 6 of those commercial properties right there between, Smith
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Lansdowne and Wayburn.
Right.
And then I have been invested in residential space, as well as taking that craft and making money, just
Mhm.
doing, just contracting work,
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's kind of how it started, just young and being nurtured in that area,
Mm-hmm.
just allowing it to just just grow. And I mean, I love structures. I love seeing how I can create and
Okay.
turn things around and make them, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my love for real estate. Is how I can create in space, recreate space.
Okay.
Design it out.
Wonderful.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Because
I
I
don't
know.
know if you
Good.
got over to see the space yet. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I said I was going over there because I saw when you had the grand reopening. I saw that because you posted it on social media, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and I said, oh, I need to go over check this out. And I think that's when
Yeah,
I
so
found out that you knew April.
it's really nice, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but it's a level that you don't always see a lot in the city. Not saying they don't exist,
Right.
but it is of high quality and detail.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, we were all out with it. Yeah, and it just fits in for it just fits in for what we are doing in that space,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and in our community. As you know, Detroit is changing, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Detroit is changing, and what we call the hood is being regentrified, and people coming up and investing in these neighborhoods and in community. And a lot of times, people that don't look like us are
Right.
investing more than the people that look like us.
Right.
So,
Without a doubt.
I always felt that, hey, that's something that we can't control, we can't stop gentrification, but I do want to choose what side of that I want to be on,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
that's being in position to have ownership and have control. So
Right. Yeah.
that was always
Mm.
my drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And legacy now.
Yeah, and like, right.
You building wealth now.
Right. Because the beauty of it is a lot of folks think about stuff, but everybody don't act on it.
Right.
And so, right, we can complain all day long about gentrification and all that other stuff, but if we don't get together and invest ourselves, then we really don't have anything to say in that conversation.
That's right. We came, hey, because nobody's holding us back from doing it.
Right, except us.
Yeah, ain't nobody holding us back from doing it. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of times we don't see the value until value is
Mhm.
added to it.
Mhm.
Like, yeah,
I could have did that. I thought about doing that 20 years ago.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when they see somebody doing it, they sit right there with them all the time.
Right, right.
Yeah, I was just telling Dave, and I said, I remember when his brother used to always walk around with his tool belt, his hammer,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and y'all both got the fever together.
yeah. We was raised in it,
Right.
Mhm.
and it really was a part that a skill set that just kind of took us to another level.
Right.
Um, because I graduated from high school. I had some college, I went, but that was, I never went on and did the
Yeah.
college thing. But so entrepreneur was just always my way
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's right.
of securing, a future for myself.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And I got that from my mother. I mean, if you,
Okay.
Yes, you did.
mother,
Yes.
she was,
Yeah, I know Tina
in
well.
my
We talked all the
bloodline.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm. Even though I was younger, but she always just took me under her wing for some reason.
Yeah.
Plus, she always made me laugh.
Yeah. Sweet woman.
She
Yeah,
definitely
beautiful
is.
person.
And I don't want, yes, beautiful. Oh, shapely. She was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Calm down.
yeah,
No,
I know.
I'm just,
I know.
no, she was a beautiful.
Well, you're right.
person,
Right. But well, yeah.
Inside and out.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And you know what's good about what you're saying is people need to know that there are other ways to achieve what we're trying to achieve. You know,
right.
college ain't always the way, because I didn't get my degree and I had a nice long career
Mhm.
that afforded me the ability to retire.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and now doing stuff like this. And then I actually went back to school. But the idea is that we can still make it successfully without getting in all that debt.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, and you're gonna see a change, and even that, the educational system, because right now, people, education is out here free for everybody now. You don't,
Right.
how you looking at receiving it, right?
Sure.
Mhm.
Sure.
We can get on this computer and find and learn about anything.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
So people are wise enough, especially Black folks. We ain't got to put our kids through all of that debt. We ain't got to put ourselves through all of that. And I'm saying that, some professions require that. But,
Sure.
when you get out here now in today's world, just have to be able to think,
Right.
just be able to think and connect dots. Right.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That's right.
yeah, do
Right.
that, right.
And if you got something that you want to do, just connect those dots.
Yeah.
Learn how to do that. Make them contacts like you were saying you made early on,
Yeah.
and let that lead you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And with us too, and as I speak about early on, and if it wasn't for those mentorships that I was blessed to have, whether it was my uncle or whether it was people that came along during that time, and believe it or not, even through the years of me opening up that shop early, there was a lot of people who come through there. I don't want to say a lot, but there was people who come through there who was very influential in my life and educated me on certain things, taught me certain things, and saw that I was a young guy,
Right.
with his head halfway on decent,
Yeah, trying to do something. Yeah.
And they wanted to push you forward. So I got a lot of that too.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the question I have for you. Now the meeting place, Art and Cultural Cafe, is that what Jensen's called now, or is that another place?
That's another place. That's another one of the real estate properties that I own. That was actually what that was, Tanya. I don't know if you remember my mother's hair salon,
Mm-hmm.
and that was called the Meeting Place, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we just took that name and just created a just wanted to incorporate that, what we wanted to put out there. So we created a nonprofit called Bridgewater CDC about 2 years now. And our whole goal is to just bring about programming, educational things that help support artist vision. And when I say artists, like, again, we look at everything as being falling in that art realm, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the space is an art gallery, and it will serve also as community workspace, as well as a place where we host programming and classwork for various different trainings and possible trades and things of that sort.
Okay.
So that's, the meeting place it got its name from that. It's not part of the barber shop.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's next to the barber.
Next to the barbershop. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And how's that program going so far?
Well, we just starting up. So we in our early stages. So we've actually been funding for that. We've actually partnered with the Detroit Historical Museum, who's
Okay.
helped us raise about, close to $20,000 and doing a lot of our renovations in there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We still looking to raise about another $100,000 to finish the rest of the rehab and a lot of the programming we look to do. So it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's moving, and we pretty confident that, as long as we keep doing what we have to do and being true and giving the way we see in our community, I mean, we'll be blessed with that.
Okay.
Sounds
I
wonderful.
like that.
Mhm. Sounds wonderful.
And you got your short-term rentals in Jefferson Chalmers. How's that?
Ooh, that's a
Well,
big property.
Yeah. So I purchased some property down there back in right before the market went down,
Mm-hmm.
like 96, right?
Right.
I'm right. You familiar with Jeff Chalmers,
Mhm.
correct?
Right.
Oh yeah. So purchased a beautiful home back then, and always just loved those huge,
Right.
Yeah, the mansions over there as well
them
as.
character, right?
Mhm.
So did a lot of renovations on it. When I got it, people thought I was like crazy. Like, wow. Like, man, what you doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what it was I bought it from the bank. I actually, back then, me and a few of my partners, we had an REO company. We was servicing bank foreclosures.
Okay.
And just to give you a quick story, I had purchased a home. I was staying right around the corner from the shop of a home I purchased through a client of mine. He was selling, barbershop, everything comes through.
That's right. That's right. If you want to sit there a little while, it'll come through there.
Just like the movie.
I bought my first house through the barbershop, just knowing one of the guys that was looking to try to sell his house. We stayed there about 15 years. As you know, the neighborhood started changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was married at the time. And we had got broken into like maybe 3 times in less than probably 3 months.
Yeah.
And my wife at the time was just ready to move, man. And we were going to be closing on a house in St. Clair Shores. Wasn't what we wanted, wasn't the size we wanted. I mean, we just had to go. I know we had to go.
Right.
And a particular day, we were looking at these houses because I had this house on our list to go buy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to this house and I'm like, wow, look at this house, like a 4,000 square foot house, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. Man, but a guy had built it, but he never finished it.
Okay.
Right? He took a construction loan to add on to it and gave it the square footage. Beautiful house. And I'm like, I can finish this off, right? and that's what I did, man. I purchased it and did the renovations on it. And it was my home that I raised my kids in for years.
Okay.
And recently last year, there was a 2-unit next door to it that I always eyed. It was a guy who, for most of the years I was there, stayed vacant. He never invested in it. And, I would always tell him, hey, Willie, you ever want to sell that property, consider me.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, he decided to sell, but he didn't sell at the price I wanted to buy. So I didn't get the property. There was some other investors out of Florida that purchased the property.
Mm-hmm.
And by them being out-of-state investors, they didn't have boots on the ground. They didn't know things. So they were really getting ripped off, right?
Yeah.
And I had made a relationship with them when they bought it from coming by the house early on. I would call them. I said, man, I don't know what your contract is doing, but, work that they're doing is really subpar, you know.
Right.
He told me stories. They threw their hands up, and we end up working a deal out, and I end up purchasing that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Really did a beautiful job on the renovations, and our goal was to take both of them and turn them into just luxury short terms.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 11 bedrooms total between both the units.
Okay.
Do quite a bit of things. You want to host corporate events, family reunions.
Right.
The size is there to do it. So
Yeah.
again, it was just me seeing the vision and what I wanted to do with real estate, you know, just kind of paint my, put my touch to it. And that's what we created.
Right.
That is wonderful. See, everybody don't see your vision.
That's right. So they
he's
can't
telling
see
you
it.
not to get this, get that. You work that thing on out.
Yeah.
But what's a short-term lease? You got
Well,
to have a
short-term-
well-detailed short-term lease.
So short-term rental is just a name applied to space that's being rented out to people who want to use your space. So you got different platforms. Airbnb is a platform for short-term. VRBO is a platform for short-term rentals. Homestay is a platform for short-term. So, it's just you leasing your space out to people, travelers, corporate, anyone who wants to come in and stay. So, I mean, like us, we're a little older, but if you get into the younger generations, when they travel, they don't talk about going to hotels.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what my young people do. Yeah, they rent a house for.
Yeah, so people are now more into getting experiences. So, they like cultural experiences. And a lot of times when we go and travel, we're in a rural area, a hotel. You don't get a chance to see the city, know the people. So people nowadays are looking more so for their stay experience and just want to get that culture a lot of times. That's what makes that, so attractive nowadays. And it's part of what's our real estate prices the way they are, because you got real estate owners, you own a piece of property, you figuring like, hey, I can get 3 times, possibly up to 4 times a month in income what I can get by renting to a long-term renter for 12 months. So it's definitely disrupted the hotel industry and also the housing market. It's to change the housing market and how these prices are increasing, rents are increasing.
Right. Yeah, right, without a doubt. Yeah. So at this point, this is what I want to segue. So I told you about our question, things my mother never told me. You had a little bit of time to think about it. You come up with anything?
Man, you know what? My mama would always stand out here with just, man, it ain't too much she didn't try to tell me. If she thought of it, she said it.
That's right.
She still said it. still treat us like we are babies sometimes, always making sure. But wow, thing she never told me.
Did she see your vision?
Yeah, she always saw it. Yeah, she supported it now. She kind of with the nonprofit. She's she's involved with that a lot.
Okay.
And she loves it. As a matter of fact, she'll be moving back to Detroit.
Okay.
She's been going about 30 years or so. Yeah.
I remember when she left.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, if you want, I mean, because we don't hold you to it has to be something she never told you. It could be something that she did tell you.
Wow, I could share a lot on what she did tell me, man. She just, one of the things my mom always told me and stuck with me is she always worried about, again, being a single mother, away a lot, working. And, not being able to control our environment as much. you got kids, you know, you can't hold them down, but you just always, you know, watch your circle, you know,
Right.
watch your environment, watch your friends, you know.
Yeah.
And she's always said, she had to say, when you get older, you're going to see a lot of them go fall by the wayside.
Right.
You know, a lot of them go fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
That was a famous saying. But what she was really saying is just that, you know, our company we keep, the people we run with, you know, they're all a reflection of who we are a lot of times, you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't keep that positive energy, you know, it'll really reflect. So I did. And I was an inquisitive kid. I always wanted to learn. I always wanted to be around people who I can learn from, you know, love to ask questions. So I think that's one of the things that stood out the most, just making sure that my circle of people around me was always, it's kind of tight, making sure I was learning and growing from that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Without a doubt.
Mm.
Now I got a question for you. And
Right.
you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
Oh man, we can answer anything.
Well, no,
man.
the reason I say that because I know it's a real touchy subject because you posted on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and earlier in the show you mentioned that your father was murdered when you were younger, and you posted out there about the encounter you had with the person who did it. Did you want to share that with us, with the listeners?
Oh yeah.
And I say that because that's some powerful stuff.
Yeah.
You posted.
Yeah, man. So, you know, as I look back on that from the beginning of that, and Tanya, you grew up in that neighborhood, right? You know, I don't know if you knew.
And I knew, I knew the family.
Yeah, you knew the family. You know, Mike and I was 8, 9 years old when, you know, my father was killed. And I can remember even getting that call, you know. My Aunt Ann was living with us, you know, Ann woke us. We had to go to the hospital, you know. So all this stuff play out like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, see my mom's down there. Just everybody had made it at that time. And of course they came out and told us he didn't make it. So you know, only thing I can see was just my mom and how she was dealing with it, and just kind of breaking down. And so as a kid, you know, 9 years old, oldest son, you know, I put a lot of pressure on myself, you know, in that I had to step up and be a man or a protector, you know, a lot of things. But with that, you know, it was just a lot of hurt, a lot of anger. I didn't know how to channel all that. And you know, I remember when they finally did catch Terrence, took a while, and they brought him to our court. I remember after sentencing that they, you know, when they sentenced him, I can remember him walking out and smirking and smiling. And, you know, that kind of left you know, hatred in me, right? You know, and as I spoke about, you know, that was a conversation my brother and I had for many years in our young childhood, just taking some type of revenge on this guy. As when we get older, if we ever see him, when we see him. And, you know, and I dealt with a lot of things that came with that, losing a father at an early age, and having all these emotions, feeling, not know how to channel that stuff, you know. So I was an angry kid coming up too. So that was a lot of reasons my mom always tried to channel us in different things, putting us in things, having things for us to do. But of course, you know, as I got older, that kind of thought, you know, that anger just kind of left me. But I would follow him on, you know, I remember following him on, you know, Otis, you know, the prison site, just this guy look like? You know, I was like, wow. As he got older, I remember as years go by, I was saying, I remember when he got out. And I remember my cousins, Greg, and a few of them seeing him at the reunions, the Northeastern.
Okay. Northeastern reunion.
So I would ask him, you know, what did he say to y'all? What did y'all say? And I remember back then being upset that they would, you know, even have any conversations with this guy. I remember going to Northeastern reunion one year and didn't see him. And that was the last time that I even attempted to come across him. So that one particular day that I wrote about, you know, I was coming up, I was rerouted off the freeway and I was coming up Shane. And I always knew Pole Town give their reunion. Same time every year, you know, in that Verner Park.
Verner Park.
Verner Park. And my girlfriend and I was coming home. We had just went and got something to eat. And I don't know what hit me when I rolled by. I saw the people. I just rolled by. I thought of him. First thing I thought about. I know he goes to these out. I kept going. I must have rode about a half a mile. I pulled over and I told her I need to do something. She asked me what. I said nothing. I just need to do something. So I rode and I pulled up, and as I'm walking, Gregory was there. Gregory was there. Nita was there. Gregory kind of caught. He kind of came and kind of stopped me on the half court, like put his arms out. He asked me, "All right." I said, "I'm fine, Greg. I just need to." He knew what I was there for.
Right.
I just said, I need to see this guy. I need to talk to him. So he went over and grabbed Terrence and brought him over. So when he brought him, we just had an eye contact for a minute, you know. Silence, just an eye contact. And I just proceeded to just tell him the things that he just kind of took away from my family, you know, my brother, my mother, you know, the rest of my family. You know, my dad was like everything to everybody. He was, you know,
right.
kind of guy he was. And I didn't go there to forgive him. I just go there. I went there to just release something.
Yeah.
You know, from him. And in that conversation, you know, I could see his sincerity in his eyes and talk. And then, you know, and he said some things. He just told me how troubled he was as a kid. He said, I had a troubled childhood. And he said he didn't know that was my dad. It didn't make him right for killing another person. But
right.
Dad was a little older, you know, they were young. So he said he didn't know who he was at the time. We talked and, you know, he asked me for his forgiveness, you know, and I looked at him before and I gave, you know, and we embraced, we hugged, and, you know, I could see him just kind of holding back from just kind of breaking down. But I know that moment kind of relieved some things for him. It relieved some things for me out of my life.
Yeah.
Even things that I didn't even realize I probably was holding on to.
Yeah.
That moment was just kind of relieved. And, you know, and for him to tell me what he's doing with his life right now, just trying to work with kids and things of that sort, you know, that was, you know, I was happy to hear that, you know, you turned your life
around.
Right.
Now you're trying to help people from going in that same direction that you went in. And honestly though, Damon, I don't think if it was for just my path and just what God kind of showed me. I did a lot of mentoring throughout the years, and I mentored a lot of good-hearted kids.
Right.
That's bad environments, right?
Right.
Just coming up in, you know, around bad environment. You know, same thing Mama wanted to keep me from.
That's right.
And that's, he was like one of them. I could see him being that when he, you know, as a come up in some surroundings that helped shape the person that he was to do something
Yes. Mhm.
in that type of way, you know. So and with that and that understanding, you know, I had an understanding of that. It's like I can understand why people turn and do certain things. I
Yes.
understand because it's an environment, right?
Right. Right.
It's exposed to is what they've been lack of exposure.
Yes.
Mhm.
Without a doubt.
It's all of that. So knowing that, you know, I think your heart is able to forgive when you understand a little more.
Right,
Mhm,
right.
mature,
Like I
yeah.
say, I got as kids, man. When I was mentoring and I was born. You know, the kids. I mean, starting out, I would, you know, some of the roughest kids they were calling the school. You know, I would just see how the program that we were offering over there just kind of changed their life. We did that for 2 years, and you know, these kids just they a lot of them don't even get a chance to be connected to people that even care about,
Right.
you know, their well-being or trying to expose them to things, you know.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
It's just that, man. And even to that barbershop, man, I can't tell you the number of young kids that I know sitting in prison right now who did murders and all kind of crazy shit as kids come through that barbershop.
Right.
And good kids, because I talk to them, you know, but you know, I can talk to them, but they go back to that same environment
Yeah.
that was dominant in their lives, you know. So that's everything. And I think that's really what I always been passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
is trying to make a difference. You
Yeah.
know, I know what it did in my life with people that surrounded me, positive energy, positive people. So it's like me trying to, you know, my life is like I'm trying to pay that back. You know, get
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you know, it's funny because right after you posted that, I'm trying to remember how the order went in. I think in church they that right after you posted that there was, or wonder maybe on the conference call we do in the morning prayer line, but somebody was talking about forgiveness. You know, about the impact, not that for the other person, but that it has on us.
Mhm.
And then that same week when I went to class, they were talking about forgiveness and about how do we offer it, when is it available, and should we? And so it made such an impact because you had just posted, you know, what you had been through. And so that let me know, you know, God working. He
Yeah.
he's ordering this
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
And you know what, man, what's funny about that? Because after that happened, you know, I came on, I remember coming home, because Malcolm, I don't know if you know Malcolm, Tanya.
Mhm.
Yeah, Malcolm took up that picture of him and I, you know, because
Okay.
Malcolm knew
Okay.
what went on, you know. He asked, can he take a picture? And I said, yeah. And I asked him to send it to me. And I remember getting back and I sent it to my mom and I told my mom, I said, Mom, you know, I saw Terrence, I made peace with him, you know. She didn't respond that night, but when I woke up that morning, she texted me back. She said, I just had I had a slight breakdown. I was like, whoa, you know. So I didn't mean for it to do that, you know, but bring that back up to her. Of course, I got a lot of calls. That post was shared over 100 times. You know, I didn't know it was gonna resonate with people that much, you know.
Yeah.
And I started writing, you know, that evening and then all that Sunday. And I shared it with my girlfriend. And I wasn't even gonna post it. She encouraged me. She said, you know, people may want to hear
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
this. And I just decided to post it. And I did. I think for people, it was, you know, much to show people that, you know, so a lot of times we don't forgive and, you know, maybe, you know, have bad relationships or broken relationships with family members and
Mhm.
brothers, sisters, mothers, and they still here, you know.
Yeah.
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 And this was something, you know, my dad ain't here. He ain't coming back. You know?
Right.
So
Right.
from me. So to do something like that, I guess people seen that as being somewhat of an ultimate like forgiveness.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was all God, man, because again,
Of
that
course.
wasn't my intention to go there with forgiveness. My intention was, I didn't even plan on that day when I woke up this would even happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just
Say
even
it.
for me being rerouted on my route home because I couldn't go straight down 75 and had to come up with that exit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just
Mm-mm.
God in motion and just
Yeah.
He works in
doing
mysterious ways. I
Yeah.
say it all the time.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess he was letting you know that it's time.
Right. That's what I was.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
time.
it's time. And so I'm gonna stop you. You ain't going that way. You going this way.
And forgiveness is for us as well.
It's for us.
It's for
Yeah,
us.
it is.
Well, like you said, you felt something
Mm-hmm.
when you
Yeah.
did it, and
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And you see how he must have had a contact with the Lord himself because his spirit led
Yeah.
him to be who
Yeah.
he is right today.
And we spoke after that too. We had a long conversation, Terrence,
Okay.
about a couple of days later. I even spoke with his daughter. He got a daughter that lives in Ohio. Her and I had a long conversation. So it was a lot because you figure I physically lost a father, but they lost. She said all my whole life my dad was in prison. I remember
Mm-hmm.
I got a dough. When I do see him, and he had to be behind this chain. So that just affects so many people. The
Right.
victim
Yeah.
who did it just affects everybody. So well, yeah, and I think at a later time, him and I would, I don't know how God may orchestrate things. We've had, I don't know, that circulated a lot. I had the news call me too, channel.
Okay.
Guys from the news asking they do a story, and I just told them we'll wait because the news they want to make news, and I said when we're ready to give our narrative, we'll reach back out.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just God.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just say it. Yes, God.
So, well, we got that out.
Look, I'm like, can we change?
Yeah, we gonna pivot. We gonna pivot. So I mean, you got your businesses that you're working on, your community work. What does Reggie do for fun?
Yeah,
Man, I like to travel.
me too.
I like to travel and thank God has blessed me over the years to just blessed me with a beautiful woman that is soon I'll be looking to be married real soon.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
Congratulations.
Yes, congrats.
we do a lot of traveling, man, all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so I enjoy that. My kids are grown. Well, I do have a 13-year-old, but the rest of my kids are 30, 25, and 21.
Okay.
So they're grown. So I'm at that point where I can just enjoy me a little bit.
Yeah, the Lord provided for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I love, man. I like that. I like quiet time. I ain't gonna say a loner, but I just like to just relax a lot when I do get a chance to relax.
That's
so
right.
I appreciate that time too. So between just being still sometime and getting a chance to see and travel, that's what I like to do.
I love it too. I love it too.
Yeah, well, I know your lady friend likes to do all that stuff too. Y'all be out there. I see y'all. Yeah, she's quite busy herself.
Yeah, she is, man. She stays busy, as you know. She's a clinical psychologist, and even just my life period, man. Just since we've been together, she's helped me grow in a a lot of ways, man, just so many ways. I thank God for her.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Even in her line of work, as I said, she's a clinical psychologist, but she has a center that helps people kind of steer away from, the Western way of handling our issues. She
Mm-hmm.
teach people how to kind of go within with a lot of things. So
Okay.
she's a different psychologist that you normally have. I mean, I've gotten into meditation since we've been together. I've gotten, just kind of went deep. So and that was always, I can recall younger, just again, I was a reader a lot when I was
Mm-hmm.
young, always searching and looking for answers. So it's like I've been brought back around to someone to help.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just grow that, man. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful.
And
All
thank
right.
God for her new way of doing things, because we
yeah.
really need that today. And if all of us would
Yeah,
just,
y'all got to come to the center too, man. I'm integrate myself in there too. I'm there on Tuesdays now. Just
Okay.
servicing people with the many services that's provided at, it's called Bloom Transformation Center.
Okay.
So you guys is right over off near Mine Elliott and Jefferson area.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I would love for you guys to come. Matter of fact, I'd like to give both of y'all come for one of the sessions on me,
Oh,
Okay.
sound good.
Yeah, and just experience it, man. You would love it.
Okay.
You
Send me that information. You got my email.
I
And
sure
we-
would. I definitely would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Right.
All right,
So
up and coming entrepreneur, been out and just working your way on down. I love it.
what's next?
What's next, man? Damon, I think I worked a lot, physically worked. I've been working since I've been a kid.
That's right.
I'm learning to be still more now,
Mhm.
not to force things as much, right? So I'm looking for a pivot of just, not work as much, just allow a lot of things I've learned and build upon that and allow that to work for me,
Okay.
Not be so anxious for things. I
Yeah.
was young. I just thought I had to do everything, get everything,
That's how we
try to
do.
make this money, try to do that, try to, but it I'm at a place now where I'm just want to just get more in touch with, me.
With you.
Yeah.
So,
Take care of yourself.
taking care of me, right? And just allowing things just align in my life,
Mhm.
Right.
the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I can see, I always had a love for speaking, I can see, my lady and I doing more speaking engagements,
Okay.
in our future. Working with people in this field, because even since I've been in this, been educated in this wellness arena,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm learning more, want to learn more. And as I learn, I want people to know about these kind of things that
Mhm.
are available for us, that can make our life better.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I see for me more, just kind of just being in alignment more and doing things that just align with my soul more.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After doing the stuff that you've been doing, sometimes you need to take some time to slow down and breathe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's why I
Yeah.
love retirement. So
Right.
I could just be free, do what I want, and just say, Lord, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Just thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I slowed down, but not a whole lot,
Right.
because I'm doing now for me and not for them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because corporate America will chew you up and spit you out and
replace you.
and replace you immediately. So
Yeah, I know. I know.
right. So
Well, have I heard? I've heard, should I say?
well, you've dealt with some of them.
You
So
had to deal with it. That's right.
yeah, you've dealt with
Yeah,
them. Right. So you know, and
Yeah.
you heard. Right.
It's just been a pleasure, yes,
Right.
having you on and just thinking, I'm just saying how you just, I watched you grow up. How about that?
Well, it's a pleasure that you guys, I appreciate for y'all even invite me on,
Well, since I ain't been over there getting my hair cut, but
We'll definitely try to make
but
it to
but
those
I've been keeping up with you.
Mhm.
I've been
Okay.
keeping up with you. So, and so is there something else that you want to leave the listeners with? If you
Man, I just want to well, just say I don't know, I always just tell people, man, just be true to yourself,
True to yourself.
follow your dreams, I don't care how old you are,
Right.
as long as we got breath in our
Yeah.
body, we still can accomplish and achieve whatever it is, whatever highest desires we want in our
Mhm.
life. So, just keep going and just support each other, just, as Black
Support
folks,
each other.
Right.
There you go.
um,
Very well.
let's support one another because we are we got.
Yes, that's right.
We are we got, and just get love, man.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Just love one another.
Right. Right. Yeah, because like you said, we got, and although some folks would try to make us think different than that. But
That's
yeah.
the truth, man. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's not being, that's not excluding anybody. That don't mean we don't love other people, other races,
That's right.
But,
That's right.
Everybody else support their own and take care of their own first.
Mhm.
First,
Have to
right.
Go out and try to take care of everything else, and we that's something we can learn from.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So our communities, and if we did that, our communities will reflect that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And,
Mhm.
and look, I'm glad that your other example and your biggest example, well, one of them, because you got a couple of them there, is that as a young man, you had a dream and you went out and followed that dream.
Yeah,
Because too many of us don't.
yeah, and still following. And
Yes,
it ain't
yes,
all
sir.
perfect.
Yeah.
And it's still, we still put the pieces
Mhm.
together every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
Lord said, when you take one, he'll take two.
yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
you kept on pushing and you made the effort, and effort is everything.
Everything.
Is everything. Well, we really enjoyed you, and thank you again for leaving our listeners with something to think about.
All right.
Mhm.
I truly appreciate
Mentorship and building in the community and
Yeah.
loving on family and keeping your mental health straight is just, I'm like, you hitting all the marks and loving to travel, seeing the world, because I love it too.
Right. Say checking all the boxes.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah. But thank y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah,
All
get
right.
on over one day, man. When you get a chance, come
Okay.
stop by and see us, man.
What's the hours?
So come by the center one day, man. The art gallery. Right now, it's open on Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 4.
12 to 4.
Right
Yeah,
now, we're
that's
showcasing an exhibit in there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And I love art.
Yeah, we got an exhibit in there. Partner of mine, it's actually a Abraham Lincoln exhibit in his contribution of freeing of the slave and the Proclamation of Emancipation, and just showing his vital role in that, and it was deeper than I even knew of until I was exposed to the history. So that's going to be there. This the school year starting up, so we will be. Detroit, again, I told you, Detroit Historical Museum is in partnership with that exhibit and that piece. So we'll be hosting field trips for kids to come through and
Okay.
see a lot of that and things of that sort. So it's just growing, man, and it's just something different in the neighborhood. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the first, you know, pop-up museum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our goal with that, is to continue to bring various and different culture back to our community
Yeah.
through
Mm-hmm.
exhibits, you know. So,
Right.
and next
Cool.
month be something else there
Okay.
that will be
Mhm.
exposed to someone else different, you know, the
Well,
community
that's
too.
in there.
Right.
Speaking of Lincoln, our daughter live in Springfield, Illinois, Lincoln's town.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the address if anybody listening want to swing by
It's,
them?
it's 11036 Whittier. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And you say that's so that's the
That's
what
the
the
meeting
next
place. Already,
next
yeah, yeah, the barbershop. Yeah, all of it is right there.
all is
Right
right there
next door to
together.
that whole
But
Yeah, yes.
you said it's
Yeah,
there.
so yeah, and then when you get, you know, and when you come, man, you can see all the development that's taking place. You know,
Right.
we've connected. We have a uh, 2 block radius that we've connected as the art and tech hub. So our vision is to bring art, tech in, training, and you know, just last year we did a series, and this year too, a series of pop-ups, you know, outdoor pop-ups
Right.
where
Mm-hmm.
vendors would come, we block off the streets and let them come over and see the things that we're doing. So we look to fill these spaces. Like right now, we have like about a total of 14 commercial properties in that 2 block that's being renovated, you know.
Okay.
All right.
New storefronts, new, you know, just
Oh, y'all
Right.
gonna look like Livernois and 7 Mile.
yeah, and it should be many of them, you know.
A whole
Right.
community for real.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm proud to be a part of that, you know, and that's
Yeah.
a mixture of community leaders and church organizations.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
development is coming. All right.
yeah.
I want to make sure she did it. Now you have a website for that, right?
Well, Bridgewater's CDC is a website. That's our personal one, but we don't have a website for the actual development, if that's
Okay.
what you ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because she well, Brandon was posting that stuff, and she put the meetingplace.com. I don't know, the meetingplacedetroit.com. That's not you. Or is it?
Yeah, the Meeting Place Detroit is, I think, the site, but it's not fully up.
Okay. You work.
Okay.
It's under development, under
Yeah,
construction.
it's under development.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, Brandis. That's good job, Brandis. That's what she does. She researches it, and when I have you do the address, she puts it out there for those that may be listening on Facebook, watching on Facebook. She puts that out there for them so they can see it. And so this current art exhibit is going to be there through September.
Well, this current art, it'll be there for about 6 more months.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
6 more months. Yeah.
Cool. I want folks to
6,
know
7 more months. Yeah.
they got time to get out there and check it out. That's what I want.
Yep.
All right.
Right.
Sounds good.
All right
And
then.
And so we're gonna keep track, and
All right, man.
do what we can to help out.
All right. I appreciate the exposure, man. And again, you guys having me on. It's been a pleasure.
All right
Hey.
then.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be on YouTube in a minute too.
Yeah, we got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, so it ain't going in the way.
Right, things my mother never told me is the
Oh.
YouTube channel. So we post all our shows on there as well.
Okay, so this is on your Facebook Live as well?
Well, it's right. It's running right now on Facebook.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So if anybody, because we tagged your Facebook page,
Okay.
so you'll be able to see it. But also, this interview, when we finish cleaning it up, will be on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Things my mother never told me, and also on all podcast sites.
Gotcha.
So they could, for listening, if they go to YouTube, they can
the whole
see us.
thing.
They can see what you're seeing right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Great job.
Mhm.
Right. So
Oh, yeah, all your family, all of them can go out there and see you out there. The ones that missed it, it's out there forever now.
Okay, all right. So I'll let them things my mama never told me. That's what we-
Podcast, yes.
Yep, that's it.
On YouTube.
On
Mhm.
YouTube. Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Gotcha.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, man. All right.
It's been real.
it's been
Hey.
yeah.
Good seeing you again.
Thank you.
Hey,
Good
hope to
y'all
see you
again,
soon.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All
I look
right, then
forward to
virtual
coming
hug.
back whenever you guys allow me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah, especially with upcoming events,
Yeah.
new developments.
Right.
Okay, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Doing a great job.
All right, then,
thank you.
thank you. Have a
right,
good
thank you.
Take care, Reg.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was wonderful.